Okay.
Bring the meeting to order, the Mecklenburg County Planning Commission. Please stand as we do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're now going to public hearing. I'd like to read one thing here before we get started. Lakeshore Wilderness Retreat filed an application for a special exception permit to authorize activities it proposes in the areas of the county zone A1. The county accepted the application. The county scheduled a public hearing on the application for this evening, but the public hearing scheduled for this evening on this application has been canceled. Because this matter is not on the Planning Commission agenda this evening, there will be no comment on the application either by the public or the Planning and Zoning Commission. All right.
Item 4.
First item on our agenda is the application by Cozy B Linens and More for LLC rezone from agriculture to business B1. This property is zoned agriculture and it's located on the west side of Highway 903 at its intersection with Frank Lane, Election District 6. Is there anyone here to speak for this application? No. All right. Do we have any calls or letters on this?
No, sir.
No calls or letters. And you said this is going to be a flea market
Like
style
a flea market, retail,
type
sell
business?
canned goods and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Is there any discussion?
Anything against it?
No. Do I hear a motion on this application?
Mr. Chairman, I make a recommendation, we approve the rezoning would allow for more business opportunities on the property. It will not be detrimental to the public welfare and will not affect adversely the health or safety of persons or the neighborhood for the proposed use.
Okay, motion's been made, and is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Next item on our agenda is the application we received from Danny and Cheryl Fox for a special exception permit for firearms and sporting good business. This property is zoned agriculture. It is located on the north side of Route 707 Phyllis Road. It is approximately 1 mile southeast of its intersection with Route 824 Eastern Creek Road. This is in Election District 7. Mr. Fox, are you here to speak for this application, sir? Yes, sir.
Yes, it's a small business. I've been operating in my house since 1983. All laws are applicable and applied for. Background checks are run through the Virginia State Police before anyone can purchase a firearm.
Okay. And you're not planning on having any kind of shooting range or anything? It'd be just like you've been operating, right?
Like I've been operating.
Just a retail business, correct?
Just retail business. Not planning on having any kind of active shooting out there. I might go out there and shoot myself on my property, but nobody else be out there shooting as such.
Okay. All right. And a lot of your business is by appointment anyway, is that correct?
Most of it is by appointment.
I think, Dan, if I'm right, I think basically you're putting a building outside of the house, just basically getting out of that into the building.
Yes, sir. I need some more room, and I put up a 14 by 28 building I got from Grace Industries up there in South Boston. It's been electrified. It's passed county and state inspections. It's anchored down. It's been made into a business.
Right. Okay.
It doesn't have any running water. It's just electric.
Are you going to carry inventory of weapons?
Yes, sir. I've always carried an inventory of weapons. I plan on having more, but I have reinforced all the doors. I'm waiting on my windows, my welded parts to be bolted to my windows, and I'm gonna have safes in there as well as a blink security alarm. they put the fiber in today, and hopefully I'm getting closer enough to activate that. I'm looking forward to the Empower Fiber anyhow.
All right.
So,
Good.
I talked to his wife tonight and she's really excited. He's moving all this stuff out the house.
yeah, I've been kicked out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're saying you don't have to move your bed out there?
I don't, it's nice enough
you
I can
hope
stare
not.
at them, but I hope,
That ain't in the plan
no, that's not in the press.
presently.
All right. Any other discussion? Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else to speak for this application? Are you here to speak for?
She's against.
Okay. Was that all that was for?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, please come forward and state your name.
Laura Ingram. I'm adjoining property owner. I did submit a letter. I don't
Yes,
know
ma'am.
if you guys have it or not.
Yes, ma'am, we have it.
Okay. Now, listening to what he's saying he's gonna have a building basically kind of like what I have on my property as far as the little sheds is what I'm understanding from what he's saying. But what my objection would be also in reference to in addition to what I've said in my letter, what would he be doing in this building? When would it be open? What would the hours of operation be? What would the lighting, the noise? I mean, if he's been running this business all this time, why would he need the permit anyway? So,
He's just having to have the permit to move into a different
the
building.
building, okay. But again, the objection also would be, when would this be open? What would the lighting situation be? What would the traffic situation be as far as people coming and going? And I bought this property to have the serenity of that property and to get away from Virginia Beach.
Mhm.
I'm sorry for the emotion, but my husband passed away 4 years ago when we bought that together, and I don't mean to be like this. I'm sorry. I was trying not to do this. It's very important to me to have that serenity where I can feel him. We had some of the best times of our lives there. And I just want to make sure that we can continue to have that there. I don't want to have a bunch of people, shopping. And like you said, you did say that you're not going to have the people shooting and things of that nature. That does make me feel better. I just don't know what exactly his intention is as far as the business itself.
Okay.
I'm sure you guys all have a copy of the letter that I sent.
Yes, ma'am.
So that kind of explains a lot of that. And I do worry about the precedent being set for other businesses. Like I said in there, my neighbors has the beautiful picturesque view of a storage now in his backyard. And that is not happy. I know you guys don't run like Virginia Beach, and that's one of the reasons why I like this place. Eventually, I would like to actually end up settling here, but my husband passing kind of put some brakes on that a little bit. I apologize for my appearance. I did come directly from work, and I do live in Virginia Beach, so I'm sorry that I look a bit disheveled. I just wanted to make my voice heard. I do feel also that I know that probably the only requirement is the adjacent property owners. But if it's going to be a business, I feel like maybe the surrounding properties should know that as well. If it's going to be lots of comings and goings, they should also be aware.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We have one other letter, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
From Audrey Epps.
And I
Everyone-
responded back to his email and answered most of the questions, and I didn't get a reply back.
Okay. All right. All right. One other question, Dan. And it is, like I said, it is going to be the same type business you were having, right? I mean, everything will be the same amount of traffic. No.
I'm not anticipating a overload of traffic I usually sell about 450 guns a year.
Okay.
I mean, the hours of operation are by appointment only. I have to list some other hours of operation through the ATF, but whatever it is, it can be by appointment only. But you can only run a background check through the Virginia State Police between the hours of 8:30 in the morning to 9 o'clock at night.
Okay,
I don't usually do anything past 8:30 because if they get delayed, that
It-
puts them in my house at 9 o'clock at night. And
right.
even though it's going to be outside of my house now, I like to kind of be in my house at night, like 9 o'clock at
I
night,
understand.
so as far as the traffic, I mean,
Shouldn't be
most
that
I have
bad.
at the house at any given time would be 2 or 3 people.
Okay.
I mean, I've been doing this since 1983.
Right.
I know they've been up here. If I've ever bothered you, I was unaware of it.
No, you haven't.
All right. All right, thank you,
Really
Dan.
Shouldn't nothing really change.
No, sir, I'm
If
not.
it hasn't bothered you
anticipating-
in this many years, it's basically.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. And no other calls, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Do I hear a motion on this application?
I make a motion to be approved because the county has approved these types of applications in the past. It will not be detrimental to the public welfare. It will not affect adversely the health or safety of persons or the neighborhood of the proposed use. And the applicant is an approved firearms dealer with the ATF.
All right, motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. We now go into closed public hearing. Approval of the minutes for March 28 Planning Commission. Mr. Ramey, sir.
Mr. Chairman, we have gone over the minutes. We feel like they're correct, and I make a motion we approve the minutes of March 28, 20.
Okay, motion's been made to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Watson. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Administrator, sir, when you are ready,
We forgot to add to the agenda under.
all right, would you like to do that in?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go back,
Discuss Article 3.
we'll go back into public hearing. Discuss Article 3.
And that should be, what did I do with my thing? That would
One thing,
be
that
under the
sun is
administrative report, that would be
kicking.
item C. Item C to be added. Discuss the Article 3 amendment.
Okay.
Rick? And everybody should have a copy of the zoning permit for the month of March, as well as the building report. Any questions on those?
Could you tell us about the Article 3, what that entails now?
Basically, the activity that has presented an application is not in the Article 3, either by right or special exception permit.
Okay.
So in order for that type of operation to transpire, we need to either the planning commission has the right to do it, can do it, or the applicant is to amend Article 3 under the use regulations to add EE for this type of use. And y'all make the motion to allow myself and the county administrator to come up, the county attorney to come up with the proper wording, if that's what y'all would like to do.
Okay. Is there any discussion on this?
How long a process is that, Rob?
Huh?
If we say do that and give you all that, or to do that, how long of a process is that?
Well, Russell sent out a thing, and I think most of you may have it. My goal is if y'all decide to amend it, or they do, is to put that on the May
agenda?
agenda along with the application
Okay.
to have it all done.
So,
one night.
so we can go ahead and move forward with this
Yes.
process?
Mhm.
Okay. Is there any other discussion? Robert, I'd like to make the motion. The planning commission would like to make a motion to allow the zoning director and the county attorney to discuss the correct verbiage to add for this type of use in Article 3 with a special exception permit. That is my motion.
Second.
Wait a minute. And to have it for the next planning commission
Yes,
meeting.
to have it for the May meeting. And second on that?
Second.
All right. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Now go back into closed public hearing. Anything else you would like to add on your administrator's report?
Nothing that I can think of right now.
Okay. We do have a application, I take it, for next
Yes, sir.
month. All right. And on the campers, how are you coming on that? You were talking about doing something with the campers.
Oh Lord, I didn't even have time
Okay,
for those.
all right.
I've got to do something. I don't know what I was going to do. I know it's some discussion about having the zoning ordinance redone because it hasn't really been updated except for since 1990. Except for a little Band-Aid patches here and there. The ordinance really needs to be redone.
Okay,
And I think it's a lot of interest in that. It's just who we're gonna get to do it
okay.
is what we are looking for. But I mean, there's no question, it needs to be redone, and it'll be some changes in that,
All right.
along with some other stuff that's added. I know I've read Henrico County is updating their zoning ordinance as well. And there's some other localities are looking at theirs to update because they hadn't been updated in years.
Okay.
I mean, times have changed. We're growing. Everybody wants to do this, do that. And like I said, I can put a Band-Aid patch on it, but that's not gonna solve it.
All right. All right.
If really got a phone call the other day and it's, if we got anything in the ordinance for us, like, say, you got your house here and right beside it's another house. It's got, junk refrigerators and stuff that they bring in and out, and junk dog pen in the front yard. There's nothing there that,
It's nothing I can do. It falls under maintenance ordinance, and we don't have a maintenance ordinance.
so that may be something we need to, when we're looking at redoing this thing, to
We're
potentially
looking to hire
take
somebody
care
else.
of.
Because when I've done some research on that, you're gonna need one person to do maintenance because you have the process to go through and you end up having to take them to court. So one person doing several duties is not gonna work.
Right.
Because like you gotta send them a notification, you gotta do this, you got steps you gotta go through. And if they don't do it, then the next process is going to court.
But we wouldn't be in a position even to just send them a letter and suggest they would clean it
I have
up.
no grounds.
Right.
The only thing I can send a letter on is an automobile graveyard. If you got 5 or more vehicles and they're not operational, which I need to address that because we don't have a county decal anymore. But if it didn't have a license plate on it, but it had a current county decal, I couldn't touch it. But we don't have county decals anymore, so I need to go through and actually have that removed, where it'll fall back if it doesn't have a current inspection sticker or current license plates on it, then it's classified as a dead vehicle.
Thank you, sir.
But that's the only thing I can touch.
I'll pass them on that answer you gave me with your name right behind it.
All right.
Be fine. Tell them to call me.
Is that something we should look at?
You talking about for the maintenance contract?
Yeah, getting us, doing something, changing ordinance to do that and hire somebody.
That's gonna be up to the board to make a decision on whether they want to hire an extra body. Cause I mean, what I got going on now and what Josh has going on with ENS, it would take one person just to take care of that.
Well, I think it potentially maybe the board, we could have a discussion on how much of it is out there
Right.
like that.
I mean, I've seen some myself, but I can't touch it. The only thing that I can do is, and I've done it once before, if you see a lot of car batteries because of maybe the contamination. I did have DEQ help me one time on that because it was car batteries. But with trash, dog pen, refrigerators, I can't touch them.
But the town, they do have something.
The town, I think the town of South Hill has a maintenance ordinance. The best I can recall. But as a county wise, we don't.
South Hill's really cracking down on the house, the bad houses.
Yeah, and that takes a licensed building inspector to do those because you get to determine that it's not livable, it's contaminated, lead, whatever, on the abandoned houses. But that's gonna take somebody that's licensed as a building inspector.
I'm just wondering if you had the maintenance orders and not so much police, but able to just send a legal letter, maybe would solve probably half of it.
No,
But you don't think so?
mm-mm. They just laugh at me. Because some people are hoarders. I mean, this person that I helped, DEQ helped me with years ago, it was in the county, but it was in the South Hill area. He had a carport, but carport was full of trash from ground level to roof. But the only thing, like I said, the only thing that helped me on it was he had several automobile batteries sitting on the ground. That was the only thing. And that was many moons ago.
Okay. All right. Nothing else then?
Nope, that's it.
Do I hear a motion with adjourn? Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, get up and run out.
I'll keep you both on the Lake Shore retreat.